Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're trying to solve a really interesting puzzle. We're looking at Dropstab.com.
Right. It's a major cryptocurrency tracking platform.
And our mission here is to figure out how a platform that seems so structurally sound, it has a long history, official apps, can also have this devastatingly low consumer rating.
It's a huge contradiction. We're going to dive into the verifiable markers of legitimacy, things like their leadership, their technical vetting, and then compare that to the user complaints we're seeing.
And just a quick but very necessary point for you. This is purely educational commentary. We're looking at consumer claims and platform transparency.
Yes, this is absolutely not financial or investment advice.
That context is just so vital here, especially when we're analyzing how a professional-looking front can be, well, misused.
It really is.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is Dropstab? Because I think the answer is pretty central to this whole thing.
It's crucial. Dropstab is a non-custodial tracking platform.
And what does that mean in simple terms?
It means it's basically a dashboard, a financial display. Users manually put in their coin holdings. The platform does not sell crypto. It doesn't manage your investments.
So it never actually holds or controls your money?
Never. And that distinction is paramount to understanding what's going on here.
So what are the signs that suggest this is, an established business and not just some fly-by-night operation?
Well, the signs are pretty significant. First, the domain's been registered since 2018.
In the crypto space, that's practically an eternity.
Exactly. It shows real commitment. And beyond that, they put faces to the name. Max K is listed as the CEO, Sergey Budov as the CMO.
And these are real people with public profiles you can look up.
Right. It gives them a real-world footprint, a level of accountability.
And on top of all that, they have apps on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
Which is a huge step. That means passing security and policy reviews. It's a hurdle that many less than reputable outfits will just avoid entirely.
That vetting process is what builds their credibility.
Precisely. They also have a very active social media presence. I think it's over 117,000 followers on X. They've done all the work to look like a legitimate, established player.
Which makes this next part so jarring.
Oh, yeah.
How does a company with all of this structural integrity get just a disastrous 1.6 stars on Trustpilot? What's the disconnect?
The user reviews, they point to a very clear and consistent pattern. It seems to be external abuse that leverages this very credibility we're talking about.
What do you mean by that?
We're seeing what looks like coordinated activity where actors use Dropstab's name to create instant trust. It's like they're putting on a bank's uniform, in a sense.
Okay, so what's the reported tactic here?
It often starts with an unsolicited phone call, which should always be a red flag for you.
Yeah.
The person on the phone claims you have a dormant or frozen Bitcoin account linked specifically to Dropstab.
Ah, so they use the real name to make it sound official.
That's the psychological leverage.
Yeah.
Because Dropstab's a real platform, you might think, oh, maybe this is a real administrative issue with my account.
And they use that moment of doubt.
Exactly. They push for funds. Sometimes they'll show the person a fake portfolio with these absurdly large balances to get them excited, and then they ask for a small unlock fee or for banking details.
And Dropstab's official position on this?
Their stance is that they aren't making these calls. They are, in their view, the established name being used as the hook. But the sheer volume of these complaints, all telling the same story, shows how effectively their public image is being weaponized.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, what's the takeaway?
I think the lesson is that structural legitimacy can be easily leveraged by sophisticated bad actors. Dropstab has that foundation of credibility, but users have to be extremely cautious whenever that name shows up in an unsolicited email or phone call.
So what does this all mean for you listening at home? The crucial lesson here is just vigilance. Extreme vigilance against any unsolicited contact.
Right.
If someone calls you claiming to be from a financial platform you use, hang up. Just hang up. Then go find the official contact info on their website yourself and call them back securely.
Never, ever give out sensitive data or money based on an incoming request.
And this all raises a pretty important question, doesn't it?
It does. It's how do we as consumers learn to tell the difference? How do we recognize when the visible signs of legitimacy, like a verified CEO or an app store listing, are being used not to prove safety, but to facilitate these kinds of organized, misleading operations? Something for you to ponder.